All right, today we're going to be reviewing days 44 and 45. These were the last two sessions of 2025 on December 30th and December 31st. So I got some mobility going on, although this is not Achilles specific. I think it's important that we're still showcasing a lot of other activities that we're doing, not just Achilles specific. I'm not going to post upper body workouts. We'll post some lower body activities, but to record everything, to edit everything is just not within my current time allowance. But just to showcase a few world's greatest stretch variations. I really like this setup because I get to control my center of mass, have the hand down on the ground while also getting some deeper ranges of motion in terms of dorsiflexion. And then into some floating heel front squats. This was mainly done just to refamiliarize with the movement pattern, floating heel. In terms of bilateral movements such as this, I'm not a huge advocate for, but I did like it for this certain case scenario, just because I wanted to refamiliarize with the light loading and just having the bar on the shoulders for the first time in a long time. And then right into these open bar, trap bar deadlifts. Now I didn't want to load these too heavy, but I did want to make sure that I was incorporating some higher velocity movements with some weight because I haven't done this for quite some time. It's fairly safe since I'm using the higher handles. I don't have to force myself down into a greater flexion angle at the ankle, the hip, or the knee, which is good in this case. Perfect. Did quite a few sets of these. I believe I got up to about 275. Nothing crazy here. And then on, I believe this is the last thing, which was our neuromuscular contract relax using the purple bands and the Hawk Dynamics force plates, using the iso cups as well. And then into day 45, so the last day of the year, going right into the vault force frame, getting those isometric seated plantar flexions. Now we started with the highest point in terms of plantar flexion. As you can see right now, I'm going to be adjusting it down to go into greater dorsiflexion. We're much stronger at greater dorsiflexion degree. The first kind of set height is at the end range of motion of plantar flexion, which is by far the weakest where we're at. So that's always humbling to start with, and then going right into a little deeper range of motion. And then Brew making a guest appearance here. A little freaked out by pushing as I'm trying to be violent with it. Still going by research standards in terms of building a force. There's no peak and counter movement. If there ever is something present like that in the force time charting, the repetition is just discarded and you have to redo it. And I was getting a little crazy on this one too. I think I had a little bit too much caffeine, and that's okay. But on one of these reps, I remember lifting it up and I was like, okay, I need to simmer down. But Brew is patiently waiting there for me. That's the one right there. Now I'll be sharing more of this data in terms of the force frame, the Hawk Dynamics force platforms in the near future. Right now we're looking at day 45, but I'm approximately 85, 90 days deep in terms of training sessions. We're 132 days post-operation during these videos, but I think it's much more valuable to showcase the greater scheme of things. Looking at something at one point in time doesn't really provide a lot of context, and I don't think it gives meaning for the sake of the data itself, unless I have a accumulated longitudinal context to these data points. And I'm hoping that the Vultra, as you can just showcase how strong this Vultra can get up to 200 pounds of just the 1-to-1 ratio, but you can also put it on a carabiner, and you can do it 2-to-1, so upwards of 400 pounds, which is pretty cool. And on their website for Beyond Power Vultra, they talk about this openly, so it's definitely okay by manufacturer standards, which is great, not just someone out of their basement doing something crazy. And then we're going into some standing heel raises. This is definitely the biggest limiter currently, even at 90 days of post-operation sessions. The end range of motion, plantar flexion, is definitely the weakest link. So we're doing a lot of super maximal loading up 2, going down with 1, all that fun stuff.